All right, good evening, everyone. This is Adam Schomer, producer of Heal, and we're here for our breathwork and meditation. Every Wednesday we do pranayama, about 10 minutes of pranayama, and then 10 minutes of meditation. So it ends up being about a 25-minute breathwork and meditation, and it'll be a nice and healing, nervous system stabilizing meditation today. And again, my name is Adam Schomer, if you're just joining on. Producer of Heal created by the amazing Kelly Gores, who you see on the podcast, who wrote the Heal book and on the summits and all that good stuff. So always happy to be here with you guys every Wednesday. Good to see you. Let us know where you're joining in from. I'll just put my website as well I'll pin it in the comments in case you want to follow up. There's a lot of free offerings and meditations and pranayama exercises that I offer. And if you're in LA, likewise, some yoga at the beach. So many things for free. It's just a good thing to share and do together. And I'm really happy you're all joined this evening for this breathwork and meditation to help stabilize the nervous system and bring about healing. So again, we'll start in a couple minutes. Virginia Beach, New Orleans, people are commenting. That's right. My purple aura, thanks for doing this every week. My pleasure. I love doing it. Ohio, Southern Illinois, Queensland, Australia, good. Maui. It's a nice international audience. Thankfully, Heal is really spread all over the world. And if you're ever wondering where you can watch it, go to the Heal documentary, healdocumentary.com. And there's always a link to watch, and it's on Prime. It's on many different networks, but Prime is probably the biggest one that's everywhere. Hello, Texas. Good, Houston, Texas. Good, feel free to take a drink of water or have a tissue with you. We'll start in about 1 minute. Nice, comfortable seat is fine. Cushion or a chair with a back. If you need to be laying down, that'll be okay as well. All right, cool. Always good to take time to. Nice, Cairns, Queensland. All right, Australia. Great Barrier Reef. Jackson, my cat is not pictured currently, but he might come over and join once we start meditating. That happens quite often. Okay, good. And again, if you're looking for more information, I put my website, adam.yoga, at the bottom there, and you can always find me there and ask any questions you don't get a chance to tonight. All right, good. Let's close our eyes and ground in. Good. And so a good way to start, and I like to start, is just reminding us it's not about pushing away thoughts or pushing away sensations. It's really about including. In essence, we're growing our awareness. We're growing our cup. You know, if you have a cup of water and you put salt in it, it's undrinkable. If you have a pond full of water, if you grow your identity, your awareness to a pond size, and you throw some salt in it, like suffering or challenges or thoughts, it's less disruptive. You could still drink the water. So we can't destroy salt in our lives, you know. So we want to just grow our sense of self. It'll help us be kinder, better people as well. So it's a nice effect. So the way we do this, we include our sensations from the beginning. Even though the eyes are closed, just feel the body, just notice any sensations. And then also notice any sounds in your environment, you know. Include those sounds, and also include any feelings. You know, different than sensations, meaning, you know, anger or excitement or even tiredness. Any thoughts that might be swirling around still. And then also include in the awareness the earth. And you don't have to try hard at these things. You don't have to make the perfect visual. Just include the earth in your awareness. You might feel it, you might see it. You might just know it's there. And then also in the same way, include the air. And include the sun. And then also include the prana. So in this way, the prana meaning consciousness. This life force that we know animates all things. Consciousness, prana. Beautiful. And then the first pranayama, the breath work, is just this amrita breath. Sip in through the mouth slowly, like sipping through a straw. Connecting to the prana as you sip in, and then focus that awareness at the third eye, so at the forehead, between the eyes. And then exhale through the nose. Sip in through the mouth. Pause, focus at the third eye. And exhale. Keep this going a few minutes, your own pace. The amrita breath, breath of nectar, sipping in through the mouth, pause the breath, focus third eye, exhale the nose. One more minute like this, and if the mind goes, that's fine. Once you become aware of the mind, celebrate the awareness, and gently come back to the pranayama. Do we need to think about that right now? No. Okay, and then choose. So strengthening the awareness, strengthening our choice of how we are reacting to a thought. These are great things. We're developing new muscles. And the breath work itself, in addition to those new muscles, is telling the body we're fine. It can be calm. Just through a certain breath, it communicates this to the whole system. A couple more times. Good, and release that breath. Check in, notice. Good, and now let's bring in breath of light. That'll expand the awareness a little bit. 7 short inhales to make one inhale. So inhale through the nose, pause, inhale, pause. Inhale, pause. So 7 short inhales. The pause is not so much. Just inhale, 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 inhale. Sorry about my instruction there. 7 short inhales to make one complete inhale, and then a full exhale. So 7 inhales, pause, and then exhale. I was a little too calm. I wanted to slow the breath down a lot. So 7 inhales to make 1, pause, and then exhale. 3 minutes. Good, one more time. And release. Check in, just notice. Notice any shift, maybe just a little more connected to the pranic body, the energetic body. Good. And now we'll do a balancing breath. So simply inhale up the left side, left nostril. If you want to, you can close the right with your right thumb. Inhale through your left nostril. Inhale for about 6 seconds. Hold the breath for 6 seconds, or 5 if that's too much, or 4 even. And then exhale down the right side for that same count, 4, 5, 6, maybe 8 seconds, depending on your breath. Down the right side, down the right nostril. Then we go back up that same side, so right nostril, 6 seconds. Pause the breath for the same count. Third eye focus. Just means the attention at the third eye. You don't have to look up really intently. And then exhale down the left side. 6 seconds. And then keep that going. Up one side, pause. Down the other side. Up that same, pause, and down the other. Like a U shape. Same count, so it's balanced breath. Alom vilom. Keep it going about 1 more minute. Maybe lengthen the breath a little bit more. Maybe you can go 10 seconds per inhale, 10 seconds holding, 10 seconds exhaling. And release. Check in. And now in this nice parasympathetic state, this very calm and connected state, we can really send messages. We can really program our own system with a conscious program. So we'll use some words, some English words, to revive and remind the cells of their nature. So we say, I am healthy, I am free. You want to say it out loud. Say it out loud. I am healthy, I am free. And then pause, breathe into it. Let that into every cell, embody the knowingness that we are healthy. Say it again. I am healthy, I am free. I am healthy, I am free. Embody it, breathe into it. Two more times. I am healthy, I am free. Allow it in. So you're really trying it on. You're really feeling what it feels like to know you're absolutely healthy, to allow health to be the primary message. I am healthy, I am free. Good. Next mantra. Life is my family, I am free. Meaning the universe supports me. Universe supports me. Life is my family. Whichever one you like. I'm going to go with life is my family. It feels really good and allows energy to start coming in. So life is my family. I am free. Again, life is my family. I am free. Yeah, pay attention to what happens when you really allow those words to sink in. Do you feel more energized? Life is my family. I am free. Life is my family. I am free. Yes, know it deeply. One more time. Life is my family. I am free. Sometimes we have to remind ourselves of these truths because other programs have been taught, conditioned. My society, family, times we live in. So we take action to counter those programs, those conditionings. Yeah. And the third one is I am strong, I am free. By strength, I mean adaptable, resourceful. This is strength, right? The tree that can sway a bit in the wind, the tree that can draw water from different roots. We must change not rigid, but strong. So I am strong, meaning I'm adaptable and resourceful. I am free. I am strong. 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 I am free. And now know all three together. I am healthy. Life is my family. And I am strong. And just stay with this for 30 seconds or so. I'm strong. Life is my family. I am healthy. So if you lose that vibration or that frequency that we've created, you just say it out loud again, just to really tap back in. And if there's anyone you want to include in this frequency, just visualize them, invite them in. Feel free to say their name out loud or visualize them, etc. Feel the prana, meaning just notice, again, just stay with this consciousness, this awareness, energetic body, if you will. Just noticing that the energetic body is a bigger pond, as I mentioned earlier. It's bigger than the small cup. You can't contain it in the body. As we become more in touch with the prana, our pond grows a little bit more. We feel a little more expansive. We identify with something a little bit bigger. This is all helpful for our human experience. It's a beautiful thing. So as we expand our sense of self, it's not like we become less human or too woo-woo to remember anything. No. It helps us be the bigger pond so we can more easily deal with life's challenges and be better, kinder people and evolve and use our challenges for something to grow, to help. Good. And connect the air again, the earth, the sun. So none of this is an escape, None of it. Makes us more human in a good way. Feel the body again, feel the sensations, and when you're ready, you can blink open the eyes and we'll take some time to review or have any questions. And that was it, just about 20, 21 minutes. Just notice what's possible. That you were doing breath work and you were saying mantra in English for just 20 minutes and how much shift can happen. This alone, much like the film Heal, it shows the possibility. We remind ourselves how much power we have. This is so important, so important. So I really appreciate you all practicing, and good lady with altitude, your Wednesday treat. Good, Cynthia, amazing. Good. And we'll be doing this again on Monday on Zoom at 11 a.m. Pacific time. If you don't have that Zoom link, just go to adam.yoga, put your email in, and I'll send it to you Sunday morning. Every Sunday morning, I send the link for the following Monday, if we're doing it that Monday. So, good. Dinvera, good. Nice to catch you online as well. And Essie, thank you so much as well. El De Silva, nice to see you again. Naja, thank you. Naja Kazi, good. Sacred Self, wonderful. Love you too. Thank you so much. Nice little icons too. Good. Any questions, please, you can type them in the chat. You can always email me. If you go to adam.yoga, my email is there. So you can put your email in at adam.yoga if you want to receive, the free offerings, the free Zooms I do, and other things. But this is not a promotion. I just like to come together and meditate. We've been doing this for about 3 years, and I've been having gatherings at my home and online for probably 15 years. So thank you, Cynthia, for the light shower. I like that. That's good. And we record these, so there's a lot of these recorded that you can do again. I totally prefer the live. I love doing it live. I love the energy of it live, but you can practice again. Cynthia, good. Nice to see you. So inspiring. Thank you. Again, we did Amrita breath first, breath of light second, Alom Vilom third, balancing breath. And then we used, hi Tina, and then we used a nice I am healthy mantra, English mantra. So simple. Life is my family, and I am strong. Good. Danielle, blessings, condolences for the loss of your pet. I know how this feels. It's something that can't really be put to words. A loved one or a pet, you must just, a day of grief. You must just grieve. That's just how it is, right? Feel the pain, feel the loss, and cry it out, and eventually, we just have sweet memories of that being. One of my cats passed a couple of years ago. Jackson had a sister named Shanti. For those that know Jackson, he's been coming to. There was Shanti, and Shanti passed away a couple of years ago. But previous ones to keep your practice going each day. Yes, Morgan. Yeah, and I remember that day or two was very sad. To lose a pet is just sad. Of course, to lose a loved one is sad because we love them. Artie, can you send light? Can sending light help clear arguments and misunderstandings? Yes, it can, absolutely. And there's two strong ways around it. One, in you kind of releasing the resentment. We did this on Monday. We release resentment and we forgive ourselves. Very, very powerful. And then when in that real strong space that we were after the mantras, we can visualize that person, bring them up, especially if somebody else is maybe holding on to wrong view too tightly, you can give them a little boost and hopefully help boost them up to right view, to an apology or to maybe just see things a little bit more clearly. Shift. But most important is also you releasing any resentment, self-forgiving, and you yourself also creating some space where to allow the argument to cease also, So I told a story once and I'll tell it again, in my ROAD to Dharma. So there's a doc series I created called the ROAD to Dharma. It's a 10-episode series, motorcycle in the Himalayas, and then I wrote 10 chapters to go along with the 10 episodes. So it's an entertaining show you can watch and just binge it. But I wrote 10 chapters and 10 meditations to go along with it. And in one of the chapters, there was a very spiritual man that I knew, practiced a ton, and anyway, I won't go on to who he was. Some people might know him, but anyway, we had a great relationship, and then one day some things fell apart over some perceived money issue, right? And I remember his response being like, it was so off the wall. An email, it was so off the wall. Like, oh, you call yourself spiritual, blah, it was really attacking me. And I know my ego thought, well, oh, what a good reason to just cut this guy off. You know, they just attacked me so hard for no reason. Cut him off and write off that money, so to speak. A good way for the ego to stay safe on my part and to not have to pay certain money, all this stuff. And I said, well, why don't lean the opposite direction? I emailed back and I said, hey, man, this doesn't seem like you. So part of like this resolution of an argument is to also notice where your ego might enjoy the argument or get something out of it and play against that and say, well, what if I gave myself and the other person an opportunity to step back into the light, back into some growth? And so emailed said, look, it doesn't seem like you. Maybe you're having a bad day. I don't know. This doesn't seem like what you normally do. I'm sure we can work this out. And he said, you know what? Like I literally lost my brother. He had lost his brother the day before. And these kind of trite things with money seemed like nothing, and he just wanted to blow it all up, you know. He said, let's just split it. I said, exactly. Let's just split it even. And we just thanked each other, and that was it. We remained friends, and it was beautiful. But sometimes you got to give someone the chance. He has passed on now, but I really remember that because, as my guru says, we often forget the 99% of great things people have done for us, you know. The last breath d'Inver was the Alom Vilom breath, balancing breath. We forget the 99% of things that people do great, you know. And we all do it, right? So somebody crosses us or messes something up and we act out on that, okay. But if we can write it and remember, oh, it doesn't mean the 99% of things they've done good are wiped away. People are allowed to have the 1%, the 2%, the 3%. And maybe we can remind ourselves and them of the 99%, you know. Just, they say Libras are really balanced until they're crossed. And then they're like, watch out, justice, you're out of my life, you know. So I watch out for that. I try to watch out for that where I feel really wronged. And, you know, even like with my editors or something, right? Might have to apologize. You know? Sometimes you just have to apologize, you know. Oops, sorry, I overreacted, you know. Or give someone a chance. Okay, they're being mean right now, but it doesn't mean everything they've done good is all gone. So give them a chance to step back in their goodness. That's what I mean. So that question about the argument, can sending people light? Yes, send them light. Send yourself enough light to step out of the argument and what your ego is getting and maybe bring both people back. Give both people a chance to evolve. Give people a chance to evolve. That's the question. In the middle of the night here in Ireland, Europe, and you popped up. So delighted to hear the voice. Oh, so nice to see you in Ireland. Amazing. I have to visit. I'm a little bit Irish, so I'd love to come visit sometime. MZP, always nice to see you on here. MZP, shift, exactly. Shift the argument. Very sensitive these days, and I feel prone to reactivity. I don't like that about me. Also, forgive yourself, you know, RDB. And my guru says, forgive yourself 10 times a day. So if you're a little prone to reactivity, if you know it and you're reactive, do what you can to write it, forgive yourself, and make the apology or do whatever you want. Of course, we might not like that about ourselves, but, you know, it doesn't mean you don't forgive yourself. Basically, that's just the answer, you know. We might not like it, so start the process of forgiving ourselves and building a new behavior. Mathieu Ricard, who's in the movie, one of the movies I'm editing right now, that I directed and that we're in post on, it's with Mathieu Ricard, a Tibetan monk. And he's very clear, you know, we have, something happens, right? And we react. And the more we become aware of that reaction and choose a different behavior, and if you choose a different behavior over time, you start to work on like different emotions, and after a while you work on those. You work on them long enough, it becomes traits. So you have like moments, emotional reactions, then you have that turns into behaviors over time, and over a while it becomes traits. So the same thing with trying to undo it. You might be reactive now, but as we work on it, you start to work on the momentary, noticing the emotion and maybe making a different choice. Oh, cool. After a while, it becomes a behavior. And after a while, it becomes a trait. So I asked this monk, I don't think he would mind me telling you. You know, he was a biologist, PhD biologist, and then went into the monkhood at 27. Okay. So I said, from that age 27 to now at age 70, are you a different person? From all this meditation, are you really a different person? And in many ways, his answer was like, he didn't say it like this, but he insinuated that some people might have thought he was a little bit of a jerk before. A little bit arrogant and maybe a jerk. In essence, you can change these things. Over time, your emotional reactions to things, you work on them and your behaviors start to change. And over time, that traits change and you can become a more kind, compassionate person. Yes. Different human being. Really. So it might be, you might not like that about yourself, that you're overactive, but good. Let that encourage you to keep practicing. But forgive yourself along the way. Practice, but forgive yourself. Okay, I could talk forever on this stuff. I really could. Really, really could. I'll just see one more question. Sometimes hard to direct the ego the other way. Don't worry about directing the ego. There's no point in directing the ego. It's like directing a scorpion. It's like, what are you going to do? Scorpions just bite things. You step on it, it bites. The ego will seek. The ego is basically a cycle of lack and separation. Fear, lack, separation. I go into this a little more in the Kriya initiation, but in general, ego is just that, a pattern of this lack of separation. I don't like to think of ego as the I. No. The ego is the I caught in the incorrect thinking, incorrect loop. So directing the ego is really not what we're doing. Being aware of the ego, being aware of that loop, good. And then choosing else. Your identity, no problem. There's no problem with the individual. Ego is a loop of lack, fear, separation. So you can direct the ego from thing to thing to thing, but then you get everything you see in America for the most part. You think it changes, but it's just the ego changing, and never addressing the true nature of the cycles of everything. I love America. America's an amazingly free place. I mean, when I say America, I mean like hyper-materialism, hyper-individuality, achievement on the outer, and neglect of the one's inner world and nature, etc. So I love America. It's an amazing place. Just an emotional breakdown before this. Now I feel much more clear. I was able to even feel peace of mind. Wonderful, Cynthia VP. Good. Thank you so much. Beautiful piece. Good. Thank you all so much. Does go to adam.yoga go to Adam Yoga? Adam? World Wide Web, www.adam.yoga. There's no .com, so it's adam.yoga. And you'll see my films. You'll see the free offerings like the Zooms, meditations, these breathworks. I did a 3-day revive. That's a very inexpensive 3 sets of pranayama and meditation. It's a 3-day revive that you can watch the recordings of, things like that. Schedule, for beach yoga. You can, if you're in LA, you can come to beach yoga for free. We went today and we jumped in the water. Mandy, remembering all the prayers we sent Mateo when he was sick, he's feeling, feeling so much gratitude. Those moments and prayers were so important to me and my family. He's in perfect health, wonderful and blessed. Mandy, thank you for following up on that. Wonderful. So nice to hear that. Oh, it's such a great thing. Dakota, and we heal, exactly. And we heal. I'm just scrolling down a bit. I'm probably just catching up on a lot here as I scroll down. So yes. How's Jackson says MVP? Jackson, Meg's asking about you. He's puffy coats. What do you call those? Not fleece, but the other ones. The puffy coats. He's sleeping on one of my puffy coats. Good. Nice to see everyone. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Yeah, Jackson decided to stay away today in the other room. Good. All right. Namaste, everyone. I will see you on Monday on Zoom, and have a wonderful, blessed evening and night. Namaste.